like to start by asking you guys, we're seeing a lot of television shows migrate to video games these days. What would the Eagleheart video game be?
That's a good question. I'd love to do an Eagleheart video game. I don't know. One thing I thought about is that there really aren't any comedy video. There's never been there are video games that have comedy in them, but comedy's not, I guess, something that translates to video games.
Maybe it'd be like a first-person shooter, except the gun is just aimed directly at you.
Yeah.
From the bottom of the screen.
And people are trying to.
It should at least have a suicide option. If you win, if you get to the final level, you're allowed to turn the gun on yourself.
Yeah, you have to kill the people that are trying to stop you from committing suicide. And then
What are the challenges, though, when it comes to interactivity and comedy?
maybe it's like the kind of repetitive nature of video games that if you die or lose, you do the same thing over again, and jokes would probably get old pretty quick. I don't know. I mean, there must be a reason nobody's done it.
When it comes to this show, can you talk a little about how you've seen this grow and how you guys are pushing in a new direction with this new season?
Sure. When we always wanted to do a show that kind of had a lot of conceptual ideas that were funny, and then also allowed Chris and Brett and Maria to be funny, and just and then this season we wanted to push it even further, and so we added this big story that just kind of added consequences week to week, and things that happen in one episode affect another episode, and it just seems like it could, hopefully it'll make it more fun and more interesting and rewarding to watch and enjoy and pay attention to.
No, I really nothing to.
I was going to ask if you guys will integrate the government shutdown in any way, since the U.S. Marshal Service, and how that might influence these guys moving forward.
Sadly, we shot it before the government shut down. We do we try to write them in a little bit of a timeless way, so that it doesn't. Most of the stuff is not tied to a specific moment in time, and there are no cell phones really or computers besides old ones, and it takes place in a weird non-time
Or place, really.
or place. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would reference the 1990s government shutdown more likely than anything relevant to people in our world.
Well, with the government shutdown, it's always about furloughing the non-essential employees. Who would be the non-essentials if you guys had to pick?
Of the
Three of us. Yeah.
We contribute very little to the final product. You see, most of the time, we have unions, so people have to show up for work, and the crew insists on filming something if they're there. So they usually take care of that. And we have a wardrobe department that puts Chris in a costume, and I usually just yell at someone if the pineapple seems old.
When it comes to this show, can you talk about where you guys draw inspiration for your humor?
A lot of from old movies. We get character ideas or general story ideas from old movies. Wow. This year we've borrowed from Treasure of the Sierra Madre, and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. What else?
Angel came up a few times. Mulholland Drive. Just I don't know, mostly just movies that we liked, that we thought there was something funny about them, and we try to incorporate it. I mean, most of the time we're just stealing ideas from things that we think are good, and trying to use it to come up with some sort of story.
How much room do you guys allow for creative ad-libbing and improvisation?
Zero.
The time.
No, I'm just kidding. I work with a lot of funny improvisers, and Chris and Maria and Brett are the funniest people, can come up with anything. We just these things, they're very tightly written, and we shoot them very quick. So when we have time to do that, you always get good stuff by kind of goofing around or opening it up. But we don't get to do it as much as we'd like. It's mostly pretty written.
The schedule just doesn't permit extra takes of messing around with things. We just have to get it good and move on.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff, if there's a special effect in it, you can do it once or twice. So there's not a lot of time to work on dialogue once you're shooting.